So what we've got here is these are the hiccups that we have to growing entrepreneurship. We have people who are horribly entitled. They think they deserve things for free. And it's across all different spectrums. Okay? We get people and out there who are really poor and expect things because they're poor. And you also get people who are rich and they're expecting respect and demand some attention because we're rich, or because I'm president of this, or because I'm a citizen. So entitlement covers the whole spectrum. And there's stuff there. And entitlement is actually one of the biggest enemies of entrepreneurship. So we're going to come back to that one at the moment and later. People are frustrated out there. People are angry. People have had enough. And people want to change things out there. So frustration is actually a bad thing. But it's also a good thing, because frustration can actually turn around and be changed with it. People are not prepared. People haven't done their homework. People are not prepared to take their business to the next level. And if we're not prepared, we'll never be able to get out there, okay? You'll never be able to get a husband or a date if you never have a bath. And it's exactly the same. If you are never prepared to go out there and market your business, guess what? Your business will never get there. Exactly the same. If you're dirty and scruffy, you'll probably stay single forever. But if you're smartly dressed, there's more chance of finding a date. Am I correct? Alright, guys. Okay? A group of single guys in the back row there, I can see there. And the stuff there, if you're not prepared to grow your business, guess what? Your business will probably never grow. So just be worried about that. Working alone, people have this thing. It's often a guy thing as well. As men often believe that the only way to do things properly is for me to do it. Where the girls amongst us and entrepreneurs, they kind of network a lot better. So it's often a guy thing, is that we've got this ego and we're proud about what we do, so we work longer. And when there's more work to be done, guess what? We just work longer. And the more issues that we have, we then keep it to ourselves and we just work longer. So we end up working a 4-hour day or an 8-hour day or a 12-hour day or an 18-hour day, and then we start working weekends and then we stop sleeping and we just carry on like that. And what happens, we actually spiral down. It makes us weaker, not stronger. So that's a massive thing. We're often fighting the system. So many people out there don't know what the system's all about because we never ask. And so we often sit there and we fight and we fight and we fight. And the more things, then SARS comes along and the CCMA, and then the inspector comes and the city comes, and we're just having these more and more issues around that. And we find that so many entrepreneurs, we had one of the entrepreneurs the other day, he had problems with the staff. He didn't know that he needed all this contract and all that sort of stuff. One of his staff arrived at work, he was drunk, he crashed the car, he fired him, they went to the CCMA, and guess what? The business owner had to pay out a fine because he didn't know that he needed all those cards. We had a guy at the CCMA the other day was fined 120,000 rand, and he thought that he was going there to win the case. Purely because he didn't know what he didn't know, so he didn't know all the rules and regulations out there. The labour law is actually very fair if you know what it's all about. It's fair for both sides. A lot of small businesses think it's fair for the small business because we're there to rip you off. But the more you know about it, the less you have to fight. So if you're fighting the system and getting frustrated, you're actually in the wrong place with that. And then fear is the biggest hindrance that we have there, is that if you're taking your fear, people are scared to get out there. People don't know how to hold the microphone and come and talk. All right, we're going to give you all a chance later today. Gone. Okay, and stuff. And purely that fear, you need to overcome that fear. If you don't want to come and talk, you need to go practice at home. Go lock yourself in the bathroom and go practice. Practice in front of the mirror. And you can go stand there and sit there. Practice in the mirror until you're happy to go practice. And then you go outside and talk to the dogs and the animals. Okay? And then when you're happy with them, then you get your family. And you go talk to them. And then when you're happy with your family, you go to your neighbour and you talk to your neighbours. When you're happy with that, and very soon, in a couple of months, you'll be standing up here with a microphone to say. Okay? And then you can go and introduce yourself. But if you're fearful and you don't want to talk to people, guess what? Your business will never grow. It's as simple as that. You've got to overcome your fear. What is an entrepreneur? Well, A true entrepreneur is not a business owner. A true entrepreneur is somebody who goes there and is looking to solve problems. A true entrepreneur is going out and looking for angry people, for frustrated people, and providing convenience. A true entrepreneur is a person out there who loves when things go wrong because there's a business opportunity and there's a chance to make it. A true entrepreneur is someone who's always prepared. He's got his business cards with him. She's got flyers in the car. She's got a marketing strategy in her head all day long because they're waiting there. A true entrepreneur is looking and looking for opportunity whenever convergence happens. And convergence happens every time there's more than one person in a room. When you're standing in a queue, when you're in a taxi, when you're in the train, when you're waiting for the train, when you're waiting for the taxi, when you're in the shops. Okay, wherever you are, there are clients around you waiting there. If you are not prepared to go there and tap them on the shoulder and say, excuse me, I heard you, here's my business card, here's my phone number. And you can go out there, walk around the streets, look for angry people and find and provide convenience through convergence. Learn to work together. A true entrepreneur doesn't do everything themselves. A true entrepreneur learns to collaborate with other people and cooperate with the environment. You've got to make sure that your company is legal and registered. You've got a proper bank account. You're not hiding the money. You've got to pay tax to help our government do what they do. And you have to be able to do that. Pay your rates, pay your electricity, pay your water. The more you steal from our country, the worse our country becomes. And people think they're white take for me. Actually, short-term gain, but what happens to our children? Okay? What happens when this little girl's going to grow up and she's sitting here in 15 years' time? What is the world going to look like for her? Those are the things. We've always got to look ahead there and be able to do that. And final C, a true entrepreneur is someone who's confident enough to be able to stand up on the stage or on the street corner or in a taxi and to be able to shout and scream exactly what they do, providing a service for everyone else.